Hey everyone, how are you? I am a few minutes late, but I am on. Let me see. I think I'm on. Yes, I am on. How are you everyone? So my name is Vanessa Codorniu. Hey, happy birthday Margie. Sending you so much love. I have actually been struggling with a viral laryngitis for 5 weeks, yes, which didn't mean that I didn't have a voice completely, but it meant that, hey, Cecilio, it meant that I only had a voice for like 2 hours a day, and imagine for an oracle, that's a difficult task. I mean, for any of us, right? When we only have a little bit of voice certain time of day, it really starts to make you think about where you're putting your energy, who are you speaking to, where are you repeating yourself, and where my energy is needed. Hey Mercedes, hey Mercy, hey Cecilio. So I'm going to give people a couple of minutes to get on. I want to talk about the full moon, which is already in process. Hey Jessica, sending you so much love. And while we do that, I actually want to set up a little bit of sacred space here. Obviously, sacred space is everywhere because spirit is imbued in everywhere that we go. But there's something very powerful that happens when we claim something to be sacred, right? We are calling it out. We are being witnessed. We're sharing the information. And we're also kind of claiming our place in the world. Hi, Zora. ¿Cómo estás? Linda. So I want to do that now. And I want to light this candle here. I just ran down to get this lighter. Yeah. I want to just... Hola, ¿cómo estás de Panamá? So I'm lighting a candle here. And this is a very special candle where I did work around a fire in a retreat. So I'm lighting it for today, which is a very auspicious day, a very beautiful day. There's always something magical or crazy or amazing going on in the sky, right? Hi, Christina. How are you, love? So I have just set up our candle. For anybody who's coming on, I've set up our candle. Some of you are at work, some of you are heading to work, some of you are home in between sessions. But I wanted to talk today about this, what's been happening in the collective, talk a little bit about the full moon in Aquarius, guide us in to receive some information perhaps, and then take a couple of questions from all of you and open the Akashic records. Now, a lot of the times when I do the Akashic record, yes, well, we're going to talk about that because there's a reason. And it's not even just the full moon. It's because we got a lot of stuff in fire right now. And so we're fiery, right? And so, and shit's coming out to be seen, obviously. This is a big trend happening. Hey, Stacy, how are you? And so I want to talk about that. And then I'm going to open up for Akashic records. I'm only going to take a certain amount of questions because sometimes I'm crazy and I take like 30 people. And because I've had laryngitis, I really want to kind of honor myself and my vessel and my vehicle and my throat. And so we've set up our candle here. I've set up crystal holding the intentions. And around my desk, I just want to share that I have a lot of selenite. I do a lot of work every day. Even today, I did a clearing for somebody who actually had some binding work done on them. So I have these around my desk, right around in the front, almost in a semicircle, and it's protection work. Hi, Timmy. Hi, Timothy. How are you? Yes, yes. It's also one of mine. It's totally, yes. And, hey, Justine, how are you? Woo! Dropping crystals everywhere. And so we've got a group of people coming on, and I want to welcome you. And we're going to start talking about this full moon and talking about... Hi, Timothy. Thank you. Hey, Justine. And I would say the owl, so important. Christina, I can imagine it as an intuitive, as a healer that you are, as a teacher and a writer. The owl sees through the dark, right? And I mean, let's not forget though, the owl is also a hunter and it moves very quickly and it grabs its prey. So, not that we're hunters, but we can hunt for that information like that in the dark and get it. Yeah, also my spirit animal just put, yes, yes, yes. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Maria. How are you? Yeah, I have like 11 of these. And I bought some for the people who attended my retreat last year. I mean, this year. Hi, Jennifer. ¿Cómo estás? How are you, love? I bought selenite and I also bought tourmaline, black tourmaline, for my attendees because I knew that so much was going to be coming up that we were going to need the extra protection, the extra grounding. We were going to need the extra energy to protect us and keep us and hold us, the extra fortification of the container. Hi, Shanir, how are you? And so we need to fortify ourselves a lot of times. And whether it's what we're eating, what we're taking in internally, mind, body, and spirit, it's also what is around us. I think I'm a very big believer in what is around us, what is our environment. Now, we can't always change it. Sometimes we're living with people that we need to carry out an agreement or live with them till the time that we need to live with them. But we do have control over what is in front of us. And for any of you who are coming on now, you know, a lot of people call me, they're like, Vanessa, I hate my job. I don't like my job. Oh my God. And I'm like, are they torturing you? They say, no one's being mean to me, but I hate it. And I always say, you know, as you build your business, allow yourself to love the bridge. Because sometimes jobs are bridges, like mine was, until you can jump off and create your own thing. And in the meantime, while you're at the bridge, why not love it up and love yourself as much as possible by having plants? I have a plant right here. I don't know if we could see it. Yes, there's a leaf. It's a little burned on the side, but yeah, pobrecita, there's the leaf. I have plants around, my crystals. So it's important for us to maintain our environment with positive energy items, right? Or living things like plants or beautiful pets or whatever it is that it is. Hi, Rosa. All right. And so as we begin today, I'm going to start sharing about the full moon. Then I'm going to ask you to post some questions and I'm going to take a couple of them and I'll open the records and share about that. Now, we've had kind of a doozy of a summer, you know. And by the way, my astrology is also for like lay people. I've been reading charts since I'm 19, which is a really long time, but basic. And because I'm psychic, I jump off from what I know, the language of it, and I would read people who would say, what an amazing astrologer, but I would never claim it because I knew the basic language and then I was reading from that space of hearing the guides. I've been studying with Malata Sakik, who I adore, for the last 2 years. But this is not super extremely astrology heavy. This is really more about bringing in sacred community, all of you, connecting to what's happening in the collective. And my intention is for each and every one of you to receive something because I know each and every one of you are giving back. And so this is causing ripples. And Lord and Goddess know that we really need the positive ripples right now of hope and love and transformation to go out into the world, especially with everything that's happening and everything that's being uncovered. Now, in this summer, you know, we've had 2 eclipses. We had the Cancer season, which had most of us very highly emotional. And the Cancer season tends to do that. Now, it doesn't mean that we didn't have a good time while Cancer was happening. We could still be very satisfied, very happy, but it was bringing up deep emotional things regarding our security, regarding our safety, regarding our home, regarding our roots, regarding our feminine nature, right? The sacred feminine and our mothers, because that's what Cancer was about. And so we were experiencing that late June, late July, and it brought a watershed to a lot of people. It brought out a lot of deeply held fears, sadnesses, and desires. And so if any of you in late June and July suddenly were like, wow, I thought I had worked through this. I thought that I'd done my mother work. I'd released the ancestral patterns, and now it's all coming back up. It's okay. Remember that healing is a spiral. A lot of people don't know this. I've done a lot of priestess work and priestess training, initiation. Healing is a spiral, and so it's going around. It's a sacred spiral. And so we may look at our mother issue or our love issue or our health issue from this perspective on the spiral. But as time goes on, the spiral keeps going, and we're seeing it from this perspective. Right. Yes. The mother work came back. Yes. And so I find that a lot of us spiritual folks beat ourselves up a little bit. We're like, ugh, bad spiritual person, bad witch, bad shaman or priestess or healer. Why am I still going through this? No. Please be loving to yourself. Please be compassionate with yourself. Hey, Andrea, because we're meant to go in spiral. We are organic beings who are evolving through cycles and phases, especially because we're incarnated on Earth. And Earth, even if we're in a place where the climate and the weather are stable, there's always, it's cyclical. We are, as a human being, part of a cyclical force. There's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end, there's a rebirth. And so we're constantly cycling through this, constantly cycling, but seeing it from a different perspective. So now that I'm bringing that up about the Cancer season, which, right, we're not even talking about full moon yet. Now that I brought that up about the Cancer season, you can think back and feel into like what came up that repeated itself, what came up to be looked at again. And also then we went into Mercury retrograde. And the retrograde, as much as we fear it, isn't just about breaking down our communications or our technology, but it's about renewing, reviewing, rediscovering, you know, and going through that reprocess where we're looking at something again and reviewing it. So that was late June going into July. For July, it was very emotional for me. That's when I got sick and suddenly could barely speak for 5 weeks and still had to do improv. I stopped doing some shows, couldn't do many sessions. And so look at what is it that's come up for you from the Cancer season going into then the Leo season. We're almost at the end of the Leo season, but if you've had an intense emotional outbursts, if you had people suddenly come out at you, if you've had a lot of drama in the last, I guess, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're talking Leo season. Now, Mercury went direct, right? Which was great because then it allowed us to communicate more clearly. But the thing is that we are dealing right now with at least, yes, very rough season. Rough season for me. Yeah, and that's in general, right? Like we're still generalizing, but it's still going to hit for many people. Some people would be like, well, I was high on top of the world. Well, maybe your chart was in alignment. So the Leo lit up a house that gave you extra shine and energy and not outbursts and emotions and a lot of crap. So the amazing thing about Leo is that it's going to give us space to shine. It's going to give us space to claim our sovereignty. But think about it, right? When we say our prayers and we say, oh, I want courage. Well, then suddenly we're going to receive situations that require courage, right? When we say I want strength, we're suddenly going to receive situations that require strength. So remember, let's watch out what we ask for. In Leo season, we have space to claim our sovereignty. But how do we usually claim our sovereignty? Because we experience other people trashing our boundaries. We experience other people suddenly narcissistically trying to take our energy. Or we experience situations where we feel we have to rise up. And so when we hear things like it's your time to shine and claim your sovereignty, well, there may be 1 or 2 situations or more that are going to pop up in your life that are going to invite you to claim that, right? Because, you know, contrary to popular belief, yes, healing can come with ease. Healing can come with love. But there also takes some human effort. That's why we all signed up to be here on earth. And I believe that firmly. You know, we are spiritual beings. We are huge beyond what huge is, right? And then we're going to stick all this incredible, universal, multidimensional, multi-leveled awareness, wisdom, passion, fire, and wisdom into a little body. It comes out as a little baby, right? And then it has to grow up. But we're like, wait a minute, my ass is wise, but we don't even have language. We don't even have language. And so I'm hearing, yes, that's what happened to me. Every word is so resonant. Yes, so true. Wow, this makes sense 100%. Right on, such a great perspective to be aware of. Thank you, John Michael, and I love all your videos, and thank you for returning and sharing your journey so openly and so beautifully with all of us. Everybody check out John Michael Salvato. He is really wonderful in speaking to very powerful things that we need to be paying attention to and opening up within ourselves. So thank you for being here and for sharing. And just, we need to meet in person. We will eventually. And so getting back to where we were. And so when we ask for courage, we're going to get situations that are going to require courage. When we ask for, you know, bravery, shit's going to hit the fan, so we're going to have to be brave. And so remembering what we're asking for. Now, this Leo season, we had Sun in Leo the other day. We had Venus in Leo, Mars in Leo, right? So it's like Sun, Venus, which is how we love and what we value, right? Mars, it can be action, taking action, stamina, but it can also be aggression, conflict, the tension that happens in Leo, right? So we had Sun, we had Venus, we had that. Then Jupiter went direct. Jupiter, the benefic planet, right? The one bringing blessings. Well, it's bringing blessings and it's in Sag, which is another fire sign. So we have 4 or 5 fire planets rising everything up. people running after their blessings, opening up to their blessings, but they're also beginning to say, hey, I need this. Hey, I'm mad at you. And so we're going to be hearing, there's going to be drama. There's going to be attacks maybe. And I'm not saying this so then it's in your mindset and you receive it, but just stay really calm because these things are popping up. There's going to be things where you might feel left out, where old wounds are going to come up, right? Where you're like, oh, wow, I don't belong anywhere, or I feel left out, or I feel forgotten or not seen. All of this wounding is going to be coming out so you can receive the blessing of the healing. So there's different ways to look at this. I just talked to somebody who actually had some binding work done on them, and their guides told them, binding, like witchcraft, binding them to the person, and I helped them, rip that and end that and release it. But their guides were saying, this is such a blessing. It's brought you back to your own power, to reclaim your sovereignty, and to discover what you truly want, what you truly don't want. Hey, Brittany. And so as you observe and take moments out today and tomorrow, right, to say to yourself, well, what have I been going through in the last month and a half? Cancer season going into Leo season. Now Jupiter going direct, Uranus going retrograde. What have I been reviewing? What have I been looking at again? And how am I approaching it differently, right? And what healing am I going to bring? Now today, this morning, about 8:29 a.m., we went into the Sturgeon moon. We went into, hey Maria, we went into the moon in Aquarius. And this is what I think we truly need. Because the moon in Aquarius, it's not the most lovable, huggy. And I wanted to ask all of you, if you appreciate what I'm sharing, please share this on your page. Y'all know how the algorithms on Facebook have shifted and changed. And it's been, sometimes a little difficult to get my work out there now as opposed to 4 years ago. So if you value this, please take a moment and just share it on your page because it means a lot to me. I love to show up in service. If you could also return the service by sharing my work, referring me, or etc., it would be great. So thank you. That was a little commercial break, or a little ask break. Getting back. We had full moon in Aquarius coming into this fiery scene. We've got Leo rising up. We're trying to rise up for our sovereignty and our energy. Some people are getting narcissistic on our asses. We're having to claim our sovereignty, right? And then, hey Ria, hi Jackie. We've got the moon in Aquarius. I want to invite you into the sacred space of moon in Aquarius because it's not the most lovable, huggy, affectionate planet or sign. Yet it's the one we need right now, right? So it's been in there already for a day. So we've got today to work with it, maybe a little of tomorrow, and then we're going to shift and go into another sign. But the thing is, Aquarius gives us perspective. Aquarius is a mental sign. Thank you, Jackie. Hi, Joanne. Thank you for sharing, Joanne. Thank you. Thank you, John Michael. And so now we get a moment for perspective. The full moon is a time of culmination. I've often done a lot of work in the dark moon and in the new moon, and then I study it and look at it in the full moon and go, well, how did my prayer, my intention, or my spell work? And what's the outcome? And I would look at it at the full moon. If you think about it, each and every one of us, male or female, we are all like the moon. There are times where our faces cannot be seen. There are times where we're in the shadow. There are times where we're in our fullest glory. This time is really inviting us into wholeness, but to be able to look at it from a calm perspective, right? The calm perspective of the cool mind of the Aquarian. Hey, Noel. So the Aquarius sign in its pure beauty is the visionary, the humanitarian. When we think of Aquarius, it's always a man or a woman pouring out water, or what looks like water, zigzags onto the earth. And it's really an air sign. So it's pouring forth new ideas. It's pouring forth new vision. We know that our mindset and the way that we look at things affects everything in our lives. And so this full moon is a deep invitation to take one of those things, if you want, one of those stories, one of those mindsets, one of those experiences where we were victimized, where we were unseen, where we felt hurt, where a rewounding came up, and to invite us to reframe it. Now, when I say reframe, I'm not asking for a spiritual bypass. I'm not saying that we're going to bypass this because we need to feel our feelings. If we're mad, we need to be mad. If we need to cry and rage, we need to do it. If we need to be in our sadness and our solitude for a minute, we need to be in it. If we want to be in our joy, we need to be in it. At the same time as we allow the emotions to work through us, then claiming what part we're taking in this. right? Like I had a situation where I felt left out in the last 2 weeks. And then I dropped in and I was like, what does this remind me of? And so for each and every one of you who are saying, yes, yes, Vanessa, I feel this, let's take this moment right now, right? And so let's just close our eyes. Let's take a deep breath in. And at this time, I'm going to open the records anyway, because I'll be asking for a couple of questions later. But as we take a deep breath in, let's each and every one of us invoke our higher self, our angels and guides. And I'm going to say it out loud as you do it quietly. As we begin this session, I call on our higher selves, our angels and guides. I call on divine and sacred masters. I call on God and Goddess, on the universe, on the divine truth, beauty, grace, and love and healing to be present at this time. I ask that each and every one of us receive what we are seeking, what we are desiring, what we are needing, that we reclaim even more of ourselves at this time. I ask that during this full moon, each and every one of us connects to the sacred information, inspiration, energy, and healing that we need to release a pattern or release something that is limiting our freedom. So it is, so it shall be, Ashe, Aho, and Amen. Keeping your eyes closed and breathing this energy of love into your heart. And breathing in the energy of freedom. And at this time, calling on any pattern, any story, any mindset, even something ancestral, any wounding. And we're going to look at it from this perspective of the Aquarian energy that we all have within our charts and within ourselves. Looking at it from a cool perspective of objectivity, of higher self. As we allow ourselves to view and call forth this energy, this wounding, or this pattern or story, asking our higher self, angels and guides, what do I need to transform in order to release and be complete with this story or mindset or situation? What do I need to transform in order to release, transform this story, mindset, ancestral pattern or situation? What do I need to transform? And taking a deep breath and just receiving your answer. And giving thanks and knowing that within minutes, hours, and days, you're going to receive even more answers. Remembering that when we are with the divine, with the higher self, that it is a dialogue. We do not have to beg or wait or plead for answers. The answers already exist within. We're just opening, surrendering to receive, and knowing that they're already on the way. And giving thanks, so it is, so it shall be. Ashe, Aho, and Amen. Okay. And so as we each are feeling into or receiving, thank you, Christina, it reminds you of abuse from family. Right, my feeling left out also brought up, not being different, right? In that time, ask yourself that question, maybe journal, what do I need to release in order to heal, transform, integrate? This is a very powerful question. A lot of us don't use it enough. And so allow yourselves to receive that. Because at this time, we have Venus and the Sun. They're perfectly aligned right now. Venus, the planet of love. Venus, the planet of our values. And if Venus and Sun are in perfect alignment, it's like a blessing. And so it's an invitation to listen to your heart. And if something doesn't feel good, we need to move away from it. And what happens to a lot of empaths and healers and intuitives and psychics and witches and shamans is that we overgive because we know that we have this ability, this power to listen, to heal, to transform. And so we need to pull back. We need to create boundaries. With Venus and Sun perfectly aligned in Leo today, listen to your heart. Venus is going to help you figure out your values. Venus is going to help you get clear on what's important to you. We need to honor ourselves. Now, the other day a client said to me, oh my God, I feel, am I a narcissist, but I'm creating boundaries and I'm protecting myself and my family. I was like, no, narcissism doesn't care about their family, right? You are just in self-care mode because you're going through a big transition. And I just want to share for everyone, Give yourselves permission to love yourselves and give yourselves a break. Give yourselves permission to take the action you want to take if that's what you desire. Give yourselves the permission. We're moving into this powerful time where Venus today is in alignment, so it's a boon and it's an extra gift. I need to stay higher vibrationally, stop letting it drag me to a lower vibrational place. Yes, you do. And then there's a question for that. When you're that lower vibrational place, we're all used to it. We may have grown up in it. We work in that space. People around us are in that space. And let's also face it, it's really cool to be in that space, right? It's cool to be in that space because other people are in that space and people bitch about that space, and then all of us are miserable together. And a lot of times, yes, people like people who are carrying a lot of light, but sometimes people don't. So we're used to being in that lower vibrational complainy space, which we can all go into, right? But then we need to, I always say, look, you know, buy a day ticket to Self-Pity Island, but do not stay there. Like, you know, buy a day ticket where you're going to go there and you're coming back from that island. You don't want to stay on the pity pot for too long. We all stay on the pity pot for a minute. I stay on it. It's decorated in purple. It's beautiful, right? With some lapis on it on the sides. But then I say, okay, I'm coming back. I remember who I am. So let's give ourselves a break because we're human and we've been through a lot. If we've survived this long on the planet at this time, over 20-something years of life, we've all gone through some major shit. We need to be compassionate with ourselves. Now, this time, today, tomorrow, really perfect time to journal, perfect time to talk to our higher self, to our inner self, because you're going to tap into your values and you're going to clarify what matters most to you so you can build the life that you want. Remember this, when we're talking, you know, I shared with somebody the other day that I'd gone through rape and I'd gone through certain things in my life. And they were like, wow, you said it almost mechanically. And I said, no, it wasn't mechanical. It's that I don't have emotions tied to it anymore because I don't believe that we have to be our wounds. I don't believe that I have to lead with every interaction with where I've been through abuse. I've had bad things happen to. I don't need to lead with that. I've gone through the process of healing for over 20 years. And so she misread me where she's like, oh, it seems mechanical. And I was like, well, it's not. It's just that I don't think about it every day. I don't live in it. And remember, we need to stay in our wounds as long as we need to stay in them, right? We have to honor that. For everybody, it's different. For some people, it's going to be 5 years, and some people, it's going to be 5 months. Some people, it's going to be 5 weeks. Everybody has a process. But tap into ourselves and ask ourselves, again, right? Ask ourselves as we're working, because it takes a lot. Some wounds are deeper than others because they're past life wounds as well, and multidimensional wounds. But if you're in that place, to honor yourself that you are there, because you may not have had time before to actually be in that space. So while yes, don't stay there forever and you don't need to lead with it, let's honor ourselves that if we need to be there. You know, some people have been so warrior-like and pushed through and survivors that they finally get to a moment and suddenly health issues come up. Suddenly it feels like we're like slammed from every corner because life is telling us, slow the F down. It's your time to get in there. And you might have to sit in the darkness for a while. You may not like it. But knowing that in the darkness, all intentions are laid, all seeds are born and grow from the sacred place of the unknown. And so it's really important. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Jen. Totally, you've changed the story or around it. Yes. But again, honoring ourselves where we are. Now, this... Ooh, I'm running out of battery. Let me see what I can do with this. So I'm running out of battery. I hope they don't shut me off. Venus and Sun conjunction in Leo is inviting us to boldly move into the direction of love, especially self-love. So allowing ourselves to check in. Am I staying too long in the pain and sadness? Do I need to move forward? I love that your pity island is decorated with lapis. I need to think about interior design in a whole new way. Thank you, Jen. And so I just wanted to tap into this to remind you all that as much as we came through the emotion, now we may be having drama. We may be having even our own drama. We may be reacting dramatically because of all the Leo energy. But remember that Jupiter moving direct is moving us towards also our focus and our value. It's moving us into, and we can tap into it to super focus. So whatever is happening, tend to yourself and then allow yourself to receive what is your top priority. What is your focus? Allow it to not be the harm and the pain. allow yourself today on this full moon to imagine and invoke that which you love, the life that you are wanting, and to feel it as if it's already happening and call it into present time. It's very important. Silvina says, it's time for me to let go of a lot of pain from my past. I believe in this true healing. Yes, yes, yes. Now, what's happening too is that this full moon is leading us into this liberation with Venus in alignment, leading us into liberation for more self-love, more love for what we do, more love for the planet, and more love. It's helping us liberate ourselves. Now, in order to break free, Mercury is also in a healing trine. Hi, Liz. It's in a healing trine to Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So we've got communication and the wounded healer communicating. Now, Uranus is going retrograde. But it's really interesting. I was a little like, oh my God, Uranus and Taurus going retrograde. But it's also helping us connect to the foundational stuff within us. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Vanessa. To the foundational stuff that just isn't working anymore. So if you're feeling a little lost, if you're feeling like I went through this pain and then I had this drama and then I had the egos and I don't know where to turn, give yourself that moment and ask yourself, what do I need to transform in order to shift this? And also, what is my highest priority so I can move towards love? How can I move? What do I need to transform and shift? What do I need to add into my life to bring in more love for myself, more love in my home? Justine, I just fell in love. I think he's my twin flame and I'm terrified and trapped in shyness. Oh, so beautiful and in so much in alignment, of course. And Justine, congratulations on that. And what I want to share with you is that it's normal. It's healthy. We've all lost. We've all been in love and we've lost and we've been through pain. So feeling scared is normal. So I'm sending you so much love. And I also want to invite you with this beautiful moon in Aquarius, this full moon, to take a breath and sit with yourself and imagine this full moon being you, this wholeness of yourself and accepting your shyness, accepting your terror, accepting your pain, accepting all of it and not judging it, which will help you to be on the process towards healing. So I'm sending you so much love. That is so, so beautiful. I'm so happy for you. And so this setup that we're living through right now, right? We also have awkward angles with Pluto and Capricorn. And Pluto is really demanding that we be tenacious. Tenacious about releasing what doesn't serve. Tenacious about really honoring what we love. And, you know, I've had to really step very strongly into my boundaries, even more so, because, hey, Jen, hey, Justine, Shanir, I've had to step into it because what happens is when we shine our light, a lot of people want to, you know, hey, give me some, give me some. And the thing is, we want to share it. We want to share our light. But we also want to truly invite as a healer, as a witch, as a priestess, as a soul keeper and a dreamer, that people remember their own light. And so I want to give one little comment more about this. So remember that Aquarius is not the most emotional. It's a fixed air sign. It's there for us to be a little more aloof, a little more detached, so we can look at what's been happening in the wounds. And it's our time to move towards love of ourselves. And what kind of life do we want to live? Jupiter's helping us. Uranus is even helping us with pulling up the old foundations that don't work. Now, the invitation is if you want to post, let me see, let's post 3. Only 3 people, please. Please write 3 short questions and I will answer from the Akashic records. But I can't do more. I've done 30 before. But I can't do more. What I will offer again is my $97 30-minute instead of my $150. Normally it's $150 for the 30 minutes, but I'll offer $97. Hola Alejandra, ¿cómo estás? Mucho amor. So if people want to ask the Akashic records, just 3 people typing 3 questions, I will take the first 3. And I wanted to address that. I wanted to address something that I'm not addressing, which is really weighed heavily on me, which is the collective. There's a lot of collective pain going on. There's a lot happening at the borders and ICE, people being shot. I mean, it's so painful. It's so much. It's so much that's going on. And this full moon is not just for our own liberation. It's for the liberation of all of us. So allow yourself to also ask your higher self, your inner self, what can I do to give back? And I know that all of you are giving back, whether you're doing videos, hi Marianne, whether you're doing sessions, whether you're doing a support work or shooting interviews or whatever it is that you're doing. I know that most of you, you know, my beautiful sacred community is all about giving back. But ask yourself, because I know many healers have said to me, Vanessa, I feel like the work that I'm doing isn't enough. The planet is so effed up right now. It's like we're on fire and it's not enough. And so ask yourself, you know, what grain of sand can I contribute? Because remember, if we're all doing something, some people are marching, some people are writing petitions, some people are in prayer, some people are healing, sending Reiki energy. Ask yourself what you can do to give love to the collective, to support our communities, what's happening in the United States, what's happening in the world. It's very painful, it's very sad. And so we need to also give back in some way, whether it's just even holding space for their healing. So I just wanted to address it because we don't live in a separate bubble. We are part of the world. All right, I have the first 3 questions. And remember, since you're asking the question, the Akashic records are open. I'm asking your guides right now to answer me. Nikki, am I holding myself back or am I overthinking that? You've gotten very comfortable, Nikki, in struggling in your known, right? The known. The environments that you know, the known. In that known, you've gone deep. It served you. But they're saying that now you've got to grow in the unknown. And I know that we can, you know, the unknown is within us, right? We don't need to travel the world and do things. I know you've traveled, and congratulations. I know it was a lifelong dream, lifetime dream. But you really have got to step out. You've got to step out. You've got to step out. That's what they keep repeating. And remember, when it's repetition, it's on point. You are overthinking it to a degree, but you are holding yourself back by staying in the known. You need to jump out and go more. I've seen your stuff online. I know that you're back doing your PDFs. It's powerful and awesome. I've seen you doing videos. That's great. You're already stepping out. They want you to do more, girl. I don't know if you're going to call it workshop in a local place and you're going to do in-person stuff. They want you to do more. And there's something with fashion. So either connecting with a company where you model or represent them, or you do your own line or your own thing, your own products. I know it feels overwhelming, but it's time to step out. So you are holding yourself a little bit back, but you're also overthinking it. It's simpler than you think. Get on something and run with it. You're already doing it. They're telling me you're already doing it. Do more of that. Okay, I hope that helps. Sending you love. So you were holding yourself back a little bit. You're overthinking it. It's really simpler than you think. You've got to run with it. Step out, step out, step out. Connect with people. Let yourself be seen. That's what they're telling me. Moria, any tips on how I will find housing moving to Seattle? I feel like you're going to find housing connecting to people. So I don't know if you're going to do it through meetups or maybe even asking Facebook or another social media. Ask people for connections. Do a trip there. I feel like maybe you've done it already, but go and do another trip and go there to meet with people and connect with people. It's like people are connecting with people, and it's not just real estate people. So it's going to be this kind of community energizing that you're going to do, which is going to be perfect because it's also going to set you up for when you go there to already have some community awaiting you. So I hope that makes sense. So if you know someone there already, have them invite you or introduce you to other people and start connecting, because you have to connect for your work as well. And then the housing is going to come through that. It's not going to be just cut and dry like real estate. You're going to go there and connect with some people, and then the real estate connections are coming up. I hope that supports. Connect with people, they're telling me, Maria. Zora, and this is my 3rd question. I'm not going to answer anymore because I'm already feeling the pain. It's been 5 weeks of laryngitis where it goes after a certain amount of hours, my voice goes. I've been using my voice mainly for my sessions, right? I haven't even been doing improv the way I do, and so I'm trying to take care of it. So I'm only doing 3. I am doing too many things at once and feel all of them are important, but there is not enough time for everything. What should I focus on to get the best results in all the areas I am attending? And Zora, it's because you need help. You need help. And that's another level of trust that you're going to step into. You can't do it all yourself. You know, I have a part-time intern. I have a part-time assistant. With the intern, I've done exchange. With the assistant, I pay. So we've got to find other ways to support you. because then we can only grow to a certain point, right? We can only grow to a certain point if we're doing everything, because we're one human being, no matter how amazing we are and super gifted and talented, and we're doing all these things. And so the first thing that they're telling me is that you need to get help. And then you need to focus on the money making the most. That's what they're telling me, to focus on the thing that's giving you money. And then to pull back from anything that you like but you're not in love with. Pull back from anything where you're still showing up but you're not in love with. Do the thing that's going to bring you abundance, because your guides are trying to bring you more abundance. Like, your guides are telling me they're trying to bring you more money. They want to give you more freedom. They want to give you more money, more movement, so you could travel and do other things. But you need to bring in an intern. You need to bring in somebody who maybe will work with you for exchange and can do some of the work with you. You cannot do it alone anymore, okay? You just can't. I know that it feels safer to do it alone. I know that it feels like you have more control when you're doing it alone. It just isn't going to work. So release anything that you're still doing that you're not in love with. And I'm not talking about accounting, right? Because accounting, we may never be in love with it, but if we have our own business, we're going to have to do it unless we pay someone else to do it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about certain things where you're like, oh, I don't want to go to that. And you're going, don't do it. Go and do the thing that you love, and go do the thing that's bringing you money. And the thing that you love is also going to bring you money. Like, they're going to overlap. So do it because your guides want to bring you more. So I only wanted to do 3 questions today, Donna, so I'm so sorry. Yes, Jen, let's connect. Will this divorce hell end soon? I'm hearing yes. Hi, Gisela. Thank you. Yes, fashion was definitely on my mind again. Hi, Barbara. Okay. And so, my loves, I usually, answer like 30 people, but today I can only do 3. My voice is already like suffering. But thank you. I already did like a clearing today. Thank you. My whole support system is already there. I used to live there, but you said FB, and I haven't wanted to reach out that way, but now I will. And you said real estate, so I'm taking that as a sign somehow. Maybe I can buy. Thank you again. Yes, reach out, community. They're interconnecting you, talking. Do they know someone that they trust? All of this is going to happen for you. Zora, thank you. New level of trust. You hit the point. Yes. Gisela, te extraño. I miss you too. Ruth Goldberg, love hearing you. Thank you, love. I love seeing everything you're up to. Sending you Reiki for you. Thank you. Well, all of you, thank you. Thank you so much. As I said, hi, Shweta. How are you? I usually tend to answer about 30 questions. I cannot. Trying to honor this because she's like, and she's like, girl, you better come up with some boundaries or we're gonna go away. But if you're interested in doing a session with me, usually it's $150 for 30 minutes. Let's do a 30-minute session for $97. I'll post a link below, or you can FB me. Hey, Carmen, how are you? Yum food. I miss your food. And just stay in touch with me. There's a lot going on. I am noticing in this Uranus and Taurus going retrograde that I need to recreate my platform. I have my websites scattered all over, and in some ways different people know me for different things. Some people know me for my teen work. Some people know me for my hypnosis. Some people know me for my Akashic readings. Some people know me as a teacher. And I also help people with their businesses, right? By using the hypnosis, by using the Akashic records and all that I teach. And so I'm in the process of recreating my platform, which has been scary. That's Uranus pulling me up by the Taurus ears. Girl, you got to change that. So if you're being pulled up by that, know that it's happening. And I also want to share with all of you that I am doing 2 retreats in 2020, right? I've been called to be in person again. In New York, I was in person a lot. And I'm being called to step into this. I was in New Jersey 2 weeks ago in Fort Lee doing a past life workshop. That's where I met Marianne. And we're going to talk soon, girl, yes. And I'm being called to do that. So if you'd like to bring me to where you live, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, let's talk. Send me a PM. I will do a past life regression group thing, or I'll do an Akashic record reading in the group. I mean, everybody has to agree to allow everybody to hear their reading, or I could do it privately, or any other work that you want to do. And if you are interested in retreating, I can share with you. I know that so many of you feel so connected with me when I'm on video. What I found in my last retreat in Pennsylvania, I knew it was going to be great. I ran circles in New York for 15 years, monthly, Okay, monthly. So it wasn't like once a year, it was monthly. Every month in my house or my friend's house, we co-facilitated. So much healing happened. And I knew it was going to be good because I know that I carry that and I know that I can surrender to serve and hold the space. And then we honor each other and we witness each other. So much comes up, so much healing happens because we're supposed to live that way. We're not supposed to be cutting each other's throats. We're not supposed to be backstabbing each other. We're supposed to be honoring ourselves and the collective by treating others as we would treat ourselves and treating others the way we'd treat our sister and our brother. But the problem is we don't treat ourselves well, right? The problem is we don't treat our sister and brother well. And so how could we most of the time treat others well? And so if you're really seeking to be in sisterhood, in a space of healing, in a space where magic happens because we are united in this intention, my March 2020, which is happening March 20 to 22, it's happening in Pennsylvania. And it's 2.5 days. There's payment plans. And it's for next year for only 10 women, right? And there's already 3 that signed up. So if you're interested in that, I will post that here. Yes, I will be doing the Akashic training. And if you're interested in traveling with me to Mexico, I am going to Bacalar. Now, some people have said, well, I'm a little scared about Mexico. I just want to share that I'm working with a company. So I'm working with an international company that has done a lot of work in Mexico, has top people that work with them, top guides, top drivers. And a dear friend of mine who's like the Marianne Williamson of Latin America, Julio Bebione, he uses this company every year to go to Spain, to go to Latin America, and everybody's safe. And so if you're interested in exploring, yay, good Carmen, I'd love to have you. If you'd like to join me for the Lake of 7 Colors, that will be coming up. That's April 29, 2020. And that has more space. It will be 15, holding 15 women. And we will be working on the Lake of 7 Colors, tapping into femininity and intuition, sisterhood healing, healing the divine feminine, and also our own deep initiation into our own muse, our own priestess self. So I will be sharing these. Sending you all so much love. Just be on the lookout because I'll be sending out this info. And I adore you all. And I really honor each and everyone's journey. And so many, all of you are so gifted that I'm honored that you stayed on this call and this video and that we continue to share our journeys. So let's close the records for a moment. And just thanking our guides, thanking the universe, thank you the light that's living within each and every one of us, thanking our guides that are walking with each and every one of us, our own intuition, our own soul calling. On this day, with this full moon in Aquarius, with this alignment with the sun and Venus, that we may be allowed to open up to what we truly love, and that we may receive it easily, effortlessly, gracefully, in a way that is manageable, in a way that is nurturing and inspiring and joyful. So it is, so it shall be. Ashe, 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 aho, and amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Gracias. Yes, or I'm going to be doing the Akashic Records training. I will be sharing that work as well. I'm going to post the reduced rate. If you're interested in, just PM me and I'll share it through that way. And I'll be posting the retreats as well. Sending so much love. Thank you.